Imagine a world where everyone is welcomed, respected, and loved. Isn't it a beautiful place to live in?
A world where everyone is well educated,
Differences are respected,
Gender preference are no longer controversial.
and people are equally valued.
As a member of the LGBTQA community, this is the world I wish to have.
only 15% of Filipinos live in communities safeguarded by laws against gender identity and sexual orientation-based discrimination, hence why a significant number of LGBTQIA+ members experience various forms of bullying up to the present. The majority of institutions in the Philippines are still implementing inequitable and rigid policies, and unfortunately, schools are not an exemption. It is in fact one of the places where they are stigmatized and harassed.
The lawmakers in the Department of Education are well informed of this issue and have already imposed few laws and rules to counteract it. However, aside from the fact that they are not strictly enforced, there are no evident changes in our society and the perception of Filipinos because we lack adequate knowledge and awareness about this topic.
what would happen if we continue to be ignorant?
What would happen to the victims of our ignorance?
Would it make our lives better?
If we continue to be ignorant, we will foster a world where individuals with atypical gender identities and sexual orientations are devalued and left out. We will not learn how to respect and be considerate of them. Our future generations will be home to act and think the same way, and will continue the cycle of inequality that we have started.
The victims of our ignorance would live in agony throughout their lives. Some would even have to suffer from unjust death. Sooner or later, all LGBTQIA+ members would perceive our country as an unsafe and uncomfortable place where discrimination due to sexual orientations and gender identities takes place all the time.
Ignorance would not make our lives better. It would only escalate the issues of bullying, abuse, and murder among the members of this community. It would only turn their lives into a nightmare.
In 2012, the Philippine Congress had already legislated the Responsible Parenthood and Reproductive Health Law that encapsulate the inclusion of sex education in the curriculum of the Department of Education and other private schools. And yet, they barely made actions to abide that law. They barely educate the youth and redefine their views about this issue.
If you had not broken the cycle of ignorance until now, when do you plan to speak and act upon it?
When more lives have already been taken away,
Now is the right time to address this problem.
To raise awareness and strengthens people's beliefs.
So be with us as we rise and break the stigma on gender identity and sexual orientation.
Because with RISE, you can spread awareness and promote gender equality.
with RISE, you can make the world an accepting and wonderful place to live in for everyone.
With RISE, you can help the LGBTQIA+ community to rise.
Join us with RISE, and together let us recognize the importance of sex education.